I died, choking on my own blood. Victor's hands around my throat, his whisper hot against my ear. You should have stayed quiet. Penny. The last thing I saw was a smile, that same charming grin that had reeled me in years ago, twisted into something monstrous as the life drained out of me in our penthouse overlooking Central Park. But death wasn't the end. It was a goddamn reset button, slamming me back into my 25-year-old body on a crisp autumn morning in 2022. Heart pounding like I'd just run a marathon, the taste of cheap coffee still bitter on my tongue. I gasped awake in my cramped Brooklyn apartment, the sheets tangled around me like restraints. It was the day it all started, the day I found that kid crying on the park bench. My hands flew to my neck, smooth and unmarked, no bruises, no scars from the autopsy they never bothered to do right. Holy shit. This was real. I'd clawed my way back from the void, armed with every filthy secret Victor Harlan had buried, every lie he'd fed me until I swallowed them whole. He thought he'd gotten away with it, framing me for embezzlement, making it look like I'd jumped from that balcony in a fit of guilt. But now I was the ghost in his machine, and payback was going to taste sweeter than revenge porn. The mirror across the room showed my reflection, wild brown curls framing wide hazel eyes, freckles dusting my nose like forgotten constellations. Penelope Penny Reyes, graphic designer by day, fool by night. I'd been so damn naive back then, fresh out of a bad breakup, scrolling freelance gigs on my phone while nursing a hangover in Prospect Park. That's when I spotted him, a scrawny kid, maybe 8, sniffling into his hoodie sleeves, abandoned on a bench like yesterday's trash. No parents in sight, just the distant hum of joggers and dog walkers pretending not to notice. Hey, kid, I'd said, dropping onto the bench with my to-go cup of joe. What's got you looking like the world's ending? Spill it. I'm a pro at fixing bad days. He glanced up, snot-nosed and red-eyed, clutching a crumpled drawing of a lopsided dragon. My brother's mean, he mumbled. He yelled at me for drawing instead of doing homework. Said I'd never amount to nothing. My heart twisted. I knew that flavor of cruelty, grew up with a dad who doled out love like rationed S. So I sat there, listening to little Timmy Harlan unload about his big brother, the golden boy of Wall Street who treated him like a punchline. By the time I handed him back his dragon sketch, now with fiery wings I'd doodled on in Sharpie, he was grinning ear to ear. You're cool, he declared, hugging my arm before bolting off when a sleek black SUV pulled up. Out stepped Victor Harlan, all 6'2" of tailored suits and effortless charisma, scanning the park like he owned it. Our eyes locked, and bam, sparks. Or so I thought. He strode over, thanked me profusely for rescuing his idiot brother, and just like that, coffee dates turned into dinners at rooftop spots with skyline views that made my head spin. That was then. This time around, as I stared at my reflection, bile rose in my throat. Victor wasn't just cruel to Timmy, he was a viper in human skin. I'd learned that the hard way, piecing together his empire of shadows, insider trading that tanked small investors, bribes to city officials for his real estate scams. And the kicker, the hit he ordered on his own business partner who got too nosy. Me? I'd stumbled into it all because I loved him, trusted him, wore his ring like a noose. No more. Today, I wouldn't walk that path blind. I'd string him along, play the wide-eyed fiancé he needed for his public image, all while unraveling his web thread by thread. First stop, the park. Not to save Timmy, hell. The kid would be collateral in this war, but to set the trap. I grabbed my keys, slung my messenger bag over my shoulder, and hit the streets. Brooklyn buzzed with its usual chaos, street vendors hawking halal carts, cyclists dodging potholes, the subway rumble vibrating underfoot. By the time I reached Prospect Park, the sun was slicing through the leaves like golden knives. There he was, right on schedule, Timmy, huddled on that same bench, dragon sketch in hand. My stomach churned. Last life. This moment felt like fate. Now, it was the fuse to my bomb. I approached slow, heart hammering. Rough morning. Ha! He looked up, eyes mirroring the fear I'd buried deep. We talked, same script, different soul behind the words. When the SUV rolled up, Victor emerged like a predator scenting prey. Our eyes met, and I forced the smile, the flutter in my chest a lie I sold like a pro. Timmy's guardian angel, he said, extending a hand that I'd once kissed. Firm grip, cologne like expensive lies. Victor Harlan. I owe you big time. Penny Reyes, I replied, shaking it, feeling the ghost of his fingers on my throat. Just doing what anyone should. He laughed. That low rumble that used to melt me. Not anyone. Dinner? My treat. Least I can do. Hook. Line. Sinker. Twist my arm, I said, playing coy. Inside, I was screaming, you have no idea what's coming. You bastard. We dined at Le Bernardin that night, lobster dripping in butter, wine flowing like confessions. Victor spun tales of his hedge fund conquests, the Harlan Group, how he'd clawed from Queens to Manhattan penthouses. Charming, ambitious, the American dream wrapped in Armani. I nodded, laughed at his jokes, let my foot brush his under the table. But my mind raced through the ledger, the offshore accounts I'd hacked into last life, the emails to his fixer about the loose end. Me. By dessert, he had my number, my schedule, my heart, or so he thought. As he walked me to my cab, he leaned in close. You're different, Penny. Real. In a city full of fakes, you should talk. I thought, but said, flattery gets you everywhere. Victor. Back in my apartment, I poured a whiskey neat and pulled out my laptop. Time to arm up. First, I needed dirt, fresh dirt, not echoes from a grave. A quick dive into public records showed the Harlan Group's latest move, a shady merger with a development firm tied to eminent domain grabs in the Bronx. Families displaced for luxury condos. Classic Victor, profit over people. But I needed more. Leverage. That's when I remembered Elena, my old coworker from the design firm, the one who tipped me off last time about Victor's side hobbies. She was sharp, street smart, with a nose for bullshit. I texted her, coffee tomorrow? Miss your face. No mention of ghosts or grudges. Baby steps. Sleep came fitful. Dreams laced with blood and boardrooms. Morning broke with a text from Victor. Lunch today? I can't stop thinking about that smile. I smirked, typing back, your trouble. Noon. Shake Shack? Keep it casual. Casual my ass. This was reconnaissance. At the counter, burgers in hand, we sat on the plaza steps, pigeons scattering like bad omens. Timmy was the icebreaker. Victor rolled his eyes, calling him a handful, but there was a flicker, something almost human. Kid's got talent, I said, steering it. That dragon? Museum-worthy. He shrugged. Needs discipline. Worlds not kind to dreamers. There it was, the crack in the facade. The Harlan patriarch, long dead, had beaten ambition into his sons like gospel. Victor, the heir, Timmy, the afterthought. We talked art, ambition, the grind of New York. I mirrored him, feeding just enough vulnerability to hook. Stories of my immigrant mom scraping by in the garment district. My dad's ghost stories from Puerto Rico. He ate it up, eyes darkening with that possessive glint I'd once mistaken for passion. By week's end, dates blurred into a whirlwind, gallery openings where he name-dropped curators, late-night drives in his Tesla up to the cloisters, his hand on my thigh, like ownership. I let him kiss me under the George Washington Bridge, fireworks exploding over the Hudson, our first "I love you" echoing in the salt air. But every touch was calculation, every whisper a weapon sharpening. Elena met me at a dingy cafe in Williamsburg, her Latina fire undimmed by 2 kids and a desk job. "Girl, you look haunted," she said over cortaditos.
Spill.
I leaned in, voice low. "Ever hear whispers about Harlan Group? Offshore stuff." Her eyes narrowed.
Why?
"You sniffing around that shark? Just curious."
Lie.
"Heard they play dirty with investments." She glanced around, then slid her phone over. A screenshot, an email chain from an anonymous whistleblower, dated last month. Bribes to NYC zoning boards, laundered through shell companies. This is ice-cold fire. "Penny. Touch it. You burn." I memorized it, deleted the trace. "Thanks."
Él.
"Oh, you. Stay safe," she warned. "Men like that, they don't lose. They do when I win." I thought, pocketing the spark. Victor's proposal came 3 months in, on New Year's Eve atop One World Observatory. Champagne flutes clinking, the ball drop a distant roar. He dropped to one knee with a ring that screamed old money, emerald-cut diamond, flanked by sapphires like bruised eyes. "Marry me, Penny. Build this life with me." Last time.
Tears.
This time, a nod. A yes that tasted like arsenic. Yes, Victor. Forever. The engagement party was a circus, his Wall Street cronies in tuxes, my artsy friends out of place amid crystal chandeliers at the plaza. Timmy tugged my dress, whispering, "You're gonna make him nice, right?" I ruffled his hair. "Promise, kiddo." But niceties ended when the merger hit headlines, Harlan Group swallowing up Bronx blocks, evicting families who'd lived there generations. Protests erupted, picket lines snaking past luxury billboards. Victor waved it off over breakfast. Progress?
Babe.
They'll thank us someday. I swallowed rage with my eggs. That night, alone, I dug deeper. Using a VPN and skills honed from freelance hacks, I breached his home server. Password still, Timmy Dragon, the fool. Files spilled, ledgers of kickbacks, photos of accidents staged for rivals. And the big one, a video timestamped 2 years back. Victor in a warehouse, handing cash to a thug who looked too familiar, the same guy who'd roughed up Timmy's school bully last fall. Family protection, Victor had called it. Protection my ass, extortion, pure and simple. My hands shook as I copied it all to an encrypted drive. This was the secret he'd killed for, not just money, but the empire built on broken backs. I'd confronted him last life, waving printouts like a flag. He'd laughed, then lunged. "You think you can take me down? You're nothing without me."
Now.
I played longer game. Public image was his armor. I'd pierce it slow. First strike, anonymous tips to journalists. A beat reporter at the Village voice bit, running a piece on Harlan's shadowy deals. Victor fumed over dinner, slamming his fork. Sensationalist crap. They'll print anything for clicks. Scary, though, I said, eyes wide. You okay? He pulled me close. Too tight. With you? Always.
Lies.
I felt the noose tightening, his questions about my late nights working, the way his eyes lingered on my phone. Paranoia was his tell. Timmy became my soft spot. The kid's innocence a bomb and a blade. I'd sneak him art supplies. Teach him sketches during Auntie Penny visits. You're the only one who gets me, he'd say. Crayon smudges on his cheeks. Victor noticed. Tension coiling. Don't get too attached, he warned once. Voice edged. He's not your blood. But blood was thicker than his ink. When the protests turned ugly, a riot outside a Harlan site, cops in riot gear clashing with locals, I saw my opening. Slipping into the crowd incognito, I leaked a photo to activists, Victor shaking hands with the zoning crook. Time-stamped. Social media exploded. Harlan evicts trended. His stock dipped 5%. At home, he paced like a caged wolf. Who the fuck is feeding them this shit? I feigned shock. Hand on his arm. Babe, it's bad. What if? Shut it. Penny. Snap. The mask slipped, eyes cold as the diamond on my finger. That night, he drank scotch neat, muttering about rats in the ranks. I lay awake beside him, plotting the kill shot. The twist hit mid-engagement planning. Floral hell at a bridal barn upstate. Amid taffeta swatches, my phone buzzed. Elena. Penny.
Run.
Harlan's digging into you. Your old freelance gig? He's got eyes on it. Heart stutter. The design firm eyed freelance logos for a non-profit tracking corporate fraud. Victor must have connected dots. Time to accelerate. I confronted Timmy, next park visit, casual as swings. Your brother's stressed. Anything I should know? He fidgeted, kicking dirt. He talks in his sleep. About the accident. And Mommy. Victor's mom. Dead in a car crash when he was 20. Official story, drunk driver. But files whispered different, insurance fraud. Victor's signature on falsified claims. She'd been the moral compass. He'd buried her to build his throne.
Accident?
I pressed gentle. Timmy shrugged. Says it was her fault. But I heard him on the phone once. Clean it up like last time.
Bingo.
The secret within the secret. Victor hadn't just profited from her death. He'd orchestrated it. Brake lines cut. Alibi airtight. For the inheritance that seeded Harlan Group. Rage boiled. But I hugged him tight. You're safe.
Kid.
Always. Back in the city. I armed the final blow. Hired a PI discreet. Cash only, to tail Victor's fixer. Caught him dumping docks in the East River. Waterproof camera. Undeniable proof. Crisis point. Our bachelorette bash. Yacht on the Hudson. Victor. Buzzed on bourbon. Cornered me below deck. You're quiet lately? Penny. Something on your mind? I met his gaze. Steel for silk. Just wedding jitters. And those headlines. They hit close. His smile didn't reach eyes. You wouldn't keep secrets from me, would you? Never. Lie of the century.
Up top.
Fireworks cracked the sky. I slipped away, emailing the dossier to the DA's tip line, anonymous. Ironclad. Video of the warehouse payoff. Mom's crash forensics I'd bribed from records.
Merger bribes.
All tied with a bow. Victor Harlan, architect of ruin. Dawn broke with sirens. Feds swarmed the penthouse while Victor breakfasted on caviar. I watched from the lobby, coffee in hand, as cuffs clicked. His eyes found mine through the glass, shock. Then fury. Penny? What the? Surprise, I mouthed, heart-thundering triumph. But twists, as they do in this godforsaken city.
Bite back.
Interrogation rooms buzzed. Deals cut. Victor flipped, naming names to save skin. Mine among them? No, the frame job he'd planned for me last life. Now his noose. But the real gut punch, Timmy. He showed at my door that night. 9 now, duffel in hand. Social services had yanked him from Victor's orbit. They said your family, he whimpered, tears tracking dirt-streaked cheeks. I pulled him in, door shutting on the world. Victor's empire crumbled, stocks tanked. Headlines screamed, Wall Street wolf in chains. Trials dragged. Appeals failed. He got 25 to life. Upstate gray matching his soul.
Me?
I sold the ring. Funded a gallery for kids like Timmy. Elena became godmother. The three of us a makeshift tribe against the city's grind. No penthouse sunsets. Just park benches and dragon sketches. Was it happy? Hell no, scars don't fade. But in the quiet moments, Timmy's laugh echoing, I felt it, not just survival, but rebirth. Victor's last whisper haunted, you should have stayed quiet.
Fuck that.
This time, I roared. And the park? I still walk it. Coffee steaming. Watching for lost souls.
But now.
I know. Some rescues save you more than them. The fallout from Victor's arrest rippled like a stone in the Hudson, dragging undercurrents I'd never anticipated. Morning started with deposition calls. Lawyers circling like vultures over my fiancé status. Did I know? Was I complicit? I lawyered up quick. A no-nonsense broad from Queens who charged by the hour and won by the gut punch. Play dumb. Stay clean, she advised over takeout lo mein in her office. He was the snake, you're the charmer who got bit. Dumb? Maybe once.
Clean?
I'd scrubbed my tracks digital and otherwise, but paranoia gnawed. Victor's network was vast. Old frat bros in finance. Politicians with greased palms. One wrong leak, and I'd be the next accident. Timmy settled in uneasy. His room a converted sun porch in my walk-up. Walls plastered with our joint murals. Dragons breathing fire over Manhattan skylines. Nights. He'd wake screaming from Victor's echoes. Worthless. And I'd rock him like the brother I'd never had. Whispering, not here. Not ever. School was a battle. Counselors poked at his adjustment issues, but art class lit him up. Miss Reyes says I'm a prodigy, he'd brag, waving finger paint masterpieces. Reyes. I'd kept my name, hyphenating nothing in that sham engagement.
Mom.
Down in Florida with her bingo ladies. Called weekly. Mija. That Harlan boy, I told you Wall Street men are devils. She'd hated him from Skype intros. Sensing the chill behind the charm.
Now.
She sent care packages. Flan in Tupperware. Rosaries for protection. Superstition? Sure. But after dying once, who was I to knock fate's dice? Work shifted gears. My design gigs dried up, clients whispering about the Harlan widow, as if I'd buried him instead. So, I pivoted. Freelancing for nonprofits. Logos for eviction fighters. Campaigns against corporate greed. Irony? Delicious. Elena hooked me with her union contacts. And soon I was knee-deep in graphics for the Justice for Bronx March. Posters of fists raised against high-rises. But Victor loomed, a specter in orange jumpsuits. His trial kicked off in federal court, downtown Manhattan, a circus of suits and steno pads. I testified midstream. The stand a spotlight hotter than Broadway. DA grilled gentle. MS. Reyes. Any indication, mister? Harlan discussed illicit activities. I leaned into the mic, voice steady as rebar. He bragged about creative accounting, laughed off the rumors like jokes. But the evictions? Those hit hard. Families torn apart for his progress. Gasps from the gallery. Victor's glare boring holes from the defense table. Our eyes locked, his pleading, then venomous.
Bitch.
His lips mouthed. I smiled faint, the one that said gotcha. Cross-exam was brutal. His shark attorney, a silver fox with ivy drawl, twisted words like pretzels. You benefited from his lifestyle. Didn't you? Gifts, trips, motive to fabricate. Love's blind. I shot back. Not stupid. I saw the cracks when the bodies piled up. The judge banged gavel on that one, sustained, but the jury shifted. Whispers buzzing. Breaks. I'd slip out to smoke, bad habit. Resurrection souvenir, pacing Foley Square amid hot dog vendors and protesters. That's where Marcus found me first time.
Tall.
Built like a linebacker gone soft. Ex-cop turned PI. The guy I'd hired for the river dump. Reyes, he grunted, offering a menthol. You held up. Harlan's sweating bricks. I exhaled smoke rings. Good. He earned it. More than. Found more dirt. His mom's crash? Not just fraud. He paid off the mechanic. Kid was collateral in his climb. Chills spidered my spine. Timmy's bedtime whispers echoed. Why tell me now? Marcus shrugged. Eyes kind under the gruff. You remind me of my sister. Feisty. Deserve the full picture. He lingered. Chat turning to baseball, Mets fans. United in suffering.
Noise barks.
Just solid. Anchor in the storm. Trial dragged months. Headline cycling. Fiancé's fury sinks tycoon. Victor's defense crumbled. Whistleblowers flipped. Ledgers authenticated. Sentencing day. Packed house. I sat front row with Elena. Timmy home with a sitter. Judge's voice boomed. 25 years. Minimum. No parole. Victor's head snapped up. Eyes locking mine. Penny. Please. Begging. Broken. I stood. Walked out without a word. The slam of the courtroom door, my mic drop. Freedom tasted like street falafel. Greasy and glorious. But shadows lingered. Late one night. Weeks post-verdict. My buzzer screamed. Peephole, slick suit. Harlan crest on a lapel pin. Cousin? Associate? MS. Reyes? Family matter. I cracked the door.
Chain on.
Timmy's asleep. Say your piece. He flashed a smile too polished. Victor sends regrets. Loose ends.
Though.
The boys' trust fund needs signing over. For his future. Bullshit detector blared. Tell Victor he can rot. Timmy's mine now, guardianship papers filed. Smile cracked. Bold. But Harlans protect their own. Watch your step.
Door shit.
Lock clicked double. I grabbed my phone, dialing Marcus. We got company. He was there in 20, staking out till dawn. Nothing stirred, but sleep fled. Victor's reach, even caged, was long. Summer baked the city, tar waves off sidewalks. Timmy and I escaped to Coney Island, cyclone rides and Nathan's dogs. His whoops drowning my what? Penny, you're my hero, he yelled mid-plunge. Wind whipping. Hero?
Nah.
Survivor? Maybe. But for him, I'd armor up. Elena threw a fuck Victor barbecue in her backyard. String lights and reggaeton blasting.
Neighbors mingled. Puerto Rican flags waving.
Beers sweating in coolers. Marcus showed. Grilling ribs with a wink. Heard you need backup. Always, I laughed. But truth lingered. That night, tipsy on sangria, Elena pulled me aside. Girl, you're carrying ghosts. Let Marcus in, he's solid. I eyed him across the yard, flipping burgers like a pro. Maybe. But trust? That's a slow burn. Fall brought changes. Guardianship cleared, Timmy Reyes Harlan. Hyphen his choice. School year kicked off with parent nights. Me fielding stares. You're the one who. Yeah. I owned it. Chin high. Work bloomed. My nonprofit designs went viral. TEDx invite for a talk on art as activism. Stage fright? Buried with my old self. I spoke raw. I loved a monster once. Woke up to his teeth.
Now?
I build instead of break. Applause thundered. Offers poured. But mid-glory, the call came, Victor. Prism line.
Collect.
I accepted. Voice cool. What? Penny. Gravelly. Defeated. Timmy, tell him I'm sorry. And you. I loved you. In my way. Laughter barked out.
Sharp.
Love?
You choked it dead.
Rot there.
Click.
Line dead. Catharsis?
Partial.
Scars itched. Winter hit hard. Blizzards blinking the park in white. Holiday lights twinkled mocking. Memories of Victor's ring like frostbite. We decorated cheap, a tree from the lot. Ornaments hand-painted. Timmy hung a dragon star. Beaming. Best Christmas ever. Midnight mass at St. Patrick's. Candles flickering. I prayed silent. For the dead me.
For the boy.
For the fight left.
Peace.
Fleeting. Spring thawed secrets. Marcus and I dated slow, diner pancakes. Museum strolls. His stories, beat cocktails.
Divorces dodged.
You scare me. Penny, he admitted one rainy night. Hand in mine. Too real. Good, I teased. Scared's alive. Timmy warmed to him. Uncle Marcus over video games. Family. Patchwork but fierce.
Then.
The bomb. Letter from Victor. Smuggled via guard. I know what you did. The tip? Your IP trace. Feds might care about accomplices. Bluff. Or trap.
Marcus verified no trace.
My hacks ghosted. But fear coiled. He's cornered animals bite, he said. Hand on my shoulder. Counterstrike. I visited. Plexiglass between. Victor leered. Thinner. Eyes wild. Miss me?
Pity you? I lied.
Timmy asks about dragons, not demons. He leaned close. You think you won? Harlan blood runs deep. They'll come.
Who?
Family. The real ones.
Smirk.
Guards hauled him. Digging revealed an uncle. Black sheep. Running Victor's protection racket from Jersey. The thug from the warehouse family. Marcus geared up. PI network humming.
Stakeouts. Tails.
Culminated in a warehouse raid. NYPD busting a money laundering op. Uncle in cuffs. Snarling my name.
Clean sweep.
Victor's empire ash. Summer again.
Park benches calling.
Timmy sketched. I wrote. Memoir brewing. Charmed by the devil. Publisher, bites pending. One evening. Sunset gilding the leaves. Marcus proposed casual. Hot dog in hand. No rings. No rush. But you.
Me.
This mess? Worth it. Tears pricked real ones.
Yes.
Mess and all. Timmy cheered. Finally, life. Not perfect, trials echo. Night's sweat dream Victor's grip. But in the rewrite, I scripted victory. Not vengeance's end, but beginning's roar. 2 years post-cuffs. The city had reshaped around Victor's void like concrete filling a pothole, smoother, but cracks underneath waiting to spiderweb. My life, a mosaic of heists and heartaches, pieced with grit and grace. The memoir deal landed with a mid-six-figure advance from a feisty indie press in Soho. Editors hungry for raw female rage in the age of Me Too. I poured it out in fevered nights. Timmy asleep in the next room. Marcus brewing coffee strong as his quiet support. Don't glorify the bastard, he'd grunt. Reading drafts. Glorify you. The book tour kicked off in fall. A whirlwind of signings from Brooklyn bookstores to Boston indies. Crowds swelled, women with sharp eyes, nodding at lines about spotting snakes in sheep's clothing. You make me check my own shadows, one said in Chicago. Hugging the hardcover, like armor. Men too. Sheepish. My ex was Victor Light. This, wake-up call. Controversy brewed. As it does, Fox News snippets decrying feminist hit job, Victor's prison lawyers threatening libel suits that fizzled in discovery.
Timmy,
11 now, navigated the spotlight awkward. School friends grilling. Your auntie's famous? For what? I'd field with half-truths, helping bad guys get caught. He thrived otherwise, art camp scholarships. First gallery show of Dragon Dreams series. Critics cooing over innate fury in juvenile strokes. Proud? Understatement. He'd saved me as much as I'd saved him. Marcus and I, solid. But not storybook. His PI gig pulled long hours. My travel scattered us. Fights flared, me snapping at canceled dates. Him retreating into cop-silent mode. We're good. Penny, he'd say post-makeup. Hands framing my face. Real good. We were. Lazy Sundays in bed. Debating true crime pods. His laugh rumbling against my back. No kids talk yet. Timmy filled that quota, but futures whispered.
soft as sheets. Trouble.
Inevitable. Slunk back via postcard. Upstate postmark. No return. Dragons fly free. Watch the skies. Victor's scrawl. Unmistakable. Marcus traced it. Pen pal privileges abused. Smuggled out. He's stirring shit, he growled. Filing complaints. Prison psych eval pegged him, high-risk manipulative, solitary his new home. But words lingered.
Poison ink.
Deeper dig unearthed the uncle's network, frayed but feral. Jersey wise guys eyeing Harlan remnants for salvage. A tail on me during a Philly reading. Black sedan. Jersey plates. Driver vanishing when Marcus's buddy spooked him. Warning shot, he said. Ubering me home. Sleep? Armed now. Glock bedside. Lessons from his range days. The real fracture hit holiday season. Family dinner at Elena's, turkey dry. Pie perfect. Kids underfoot. Timmy dropped the bomb casual. Over seconds, I want to meet him. Dad. I mean. Fork clattered. Room froze. Elena shot me handle at eyes. Marcus tensed. Fork midway. Why now? Me Joe? I asked. Voice even. He shrugged. Too adult. Therapy lady says closure.
And.
What if he's sorry? Sorry? The word curdled. Victor's love had strings of barbed wire. But Timmy's eyes, Victor's hazel. Harlan sharp, pleaded. One visit. Supervise. Marcus pulled me aside later. Dishes clinking cover. Your call. But kids hurting. We gatekeep smart. We did. Parole board denial first. Then family therapy Zoom with a shrink specializing in incarcerated parent dynamics. Victor appeared pixelated. Jumpsuit crisp. Voice honeyed. Hey.
Shaw.
Grown so much. Timmy stiffened. Why'd you hurt Penny?
Pause.
Camera close. Misunderstanding. I was sick, greed's a disease.
But you?
My pride. Lies. Layered. I gripped the armrest. Nails biting. Session ended abrupt. Timmy's silent drive home. Bedtime. He curled small, he's different. Or I want him to be. Heart splinter. Blood's tricky. Doesn't make him good. Spring brought blooms and blows. Book hit bestseller lists. Oprah Book Club whisper, dream fuel. But Victor's appeals dragged. New lawyer claiming coerced evidence. My testimony, biased by romantic betrayal. Subpoena arrived. Deposition downtown. Air thick with legalese. Under oath again. His attorney probed vicious. MS. Reyes. Isn't it true you pursued Mr. Harlan for his wealth? Emails show you gushing over gifts. I leaned forward. Unflinching. Gushing? Human. But when I saw the rot, the bribes, the crashes, I fought. That's not bias. That's backbone. Jury pool leaks favored us. But stress simmered. Marcus proposed formal then. Dinner at our spot, Italian hole-in-wall. Candle stubs. Ring simple, gold band, emerald inset.
Partners, he said.
In the chaos. Tears hot.
Yes.
Chaos keepers. Wedding small. City Hall.
Elena officiata in via Lupol.
Timmy ring bearer in tiny tucks. Vows raw. I promise to fight fair. Love fierce. Forgive the fractures. Marcus's. I'll guard your back. Hold your hand. Call bullshit when it's due. Rings exchanged. Kiss ceiling family. Finally forged. Honeymoon? Weekend upstate. Cabin by a lake. No cells. Just loons calling. Sex slow. Rediscovery. Talks deep. Fears aired. Victor's ghost. I admitted. Fire crackling. Worries he'll poison Timmy. Marcus traced my scars. Faint neck marks. Psychosomatic. Ghosts fade. We haunt better. Back. Bliss brief. Summer scorcher. And the skies fell, literally. Anonymous package. Charred dragon sketch. Timmy's from years back. Note, fly or burn.
Postmark jersey.
Marcus's network lit up. Raid netted 2 goons. Uncle's remnants. Plotting message via firebomb. Feds connected us. Victor's orchestration from inside. Phone taps confirming. Solitary upgraded to Supermax.
Appeals tanked. Timmy.
Overhearing news. Crumpled. He hates us. Neil hug. Hates himself. Me Joe. We rise above. Therapy shifted gears. Forgiveness, not for Victor, but for the girl who died trusting. Art healed. Timmy's exhibit sold out. Proceeds to victim funds. My sequel brewed. Dragons Rising, Survivor Tales. Fall leaves turned. Tour wrapped triumphant. One night. Park bench, our origin. Timmy sketch beside me. Marcus arm slung casual. Penny, kid said. Crayon pausing. You think we'd meet without that cry? Smile soft. Fate's funny. But we choose the rewrite. He nodded. Wise beyond. Victor's postcard? Framed in my office. Reminder. Villain's pen pour epilogues. Life layered on, pregnancy surprise. Bun and oven come spring. Marcus pace joyous. Timmy big bro overnight. Naming debates over sonograms. No V's, we joked. Birthday. May bloom. Boy arrived screaming, Alex. After Elena's abuelo. Tiny fists. My curls. Marcus's chin. Holding him. Hospital hush. I whispered to the ghost. See? We multiply light. Years blurred. Alex toddling. Timmy teen skateboards and scandals. First crush heartbreaks. My empire? Design firm for justice causes. Speaking gigs global. Marcus semi-retired. Consulting safe gigs. Victor's death notice arrived routine. Heart attack. Cell block. Age 48. No tears. Toast instead. Whiskey neat. To ends, Marcus clinked.
Timmy.
16. Read obits aloud. Voice steady, he was. Complicated. Was, I echoed. We're simple, love wins ugly fights. Park walks persisted. Cycles closing. That bench? Plaque now. For lost boys and found families. My donation. In the end, not biopic grand, but American true, flawed heroes. Hard-won homes. I died once. Reborn raging. Lived now. Loving loud. Worth every scar. A decade dances past like a subway blur. Fast. Fleeting. Full of faces you swear you'll remember, but fade to sepia. Alex hit double digits first. All gangly limbs and questions it pierced. Mom. Why's Uncle Timmy's last name different?
Ideas pintrutjaula.
Over pancakes. Families mix like paint. Me Joe. Colors bleed beautiful. He'd nod. Syrup sticky. Then pivot to Fortnite lore. Kids, mercy and mayhem.
Timmy.
21 now. Bloomed artist fierce. MFA at RSD. Solo show in Chelsea drawing collectors like flies to neon. Urban Dragons, his thesis. Canvases of fire-breathing beasts devouring skyscrapers. Critics raving, a visceral takedown of capitalist carnage. Pride swelled maternal. He'd channeled Victor's venom into venom-proof art. Gallery opening night. Black tie swarm. He dedicated it on stage. To the woman who taught me wings over chains. Front row. Tears held till after claps. Marcus and I, anchored deep. Weathering storms. His bad knee from old beat days flared winters. My migraines. Stress souvenirs. Hit deadlines. Arguments evolved, less fire. More simmer. Resolved in bed with laughs over takeout. Vows renewed casual. 10th anniversary, diner booth. Rings polished. Waitress cheering. Still crazy, he'd tease. Certifiable, I'd quip. Love's not fireworks eternal, it's the steady hum. The hand in dark. The firm thrived, Reyes Justice Designs. Roster of activists from climate warriors to Me Too vets. I mentored young guns. Latinos, mostly. Pushing. Own your blade, cut clean. Elena. Partners silent. Handled biz her kids. My God, kids. Crashed sleepovers chaotic. Victor's shadow? Faint as old ink. Prison rumors trickled, cult leader wannabe. Followers dwindling when his prophecies flopped. Death closed that chapter. But echoes pinged random. Junk mail from Harlan Legacy Fund, scams preying on ghosts. Marcus shredded, grumbling. Even dead. He's billing. Big ripple came mid-decade, class action suit against Harlan remnants. Evicted Bronx families. Organized fierce. Tapped me expert witness. Your story's the spine, their lead counsel said. Coffee steam rising. Courtroom redux. But this time, power flipped. I testified, not victim, but victor. Harlan didn't just build, he buried. Dreams under concrete. But we rebuild. Verdict?
Millions settled.
Community centers rising on raised lots. Groundbreaking. I spoke dirt under nails. From ashes.
Art.
From chains.
Choice.
Timmy unveiled mural. Dragons guarding homes. Vibrant as hope. Personal twist. Alex's heritage hunt. School project on roots unearthed Victor tangential. DNA kit spitting. 0.3% Harlan. He grilled gentle. Was he bad? Honest hour. Park bench echo. Bad choices. Good lessons. You're you. Reyes through marrow. He hugged fierce. Lucky me. Empty nest loomed slow. Timmy grad. Alex college bound. Marcus and I eyed road trip. Route 66. Kitsch and canyons. Reclaim the wild, he joked. Prep packed laughs. Playlists arguing Springsteen versus Bad Bunny. But fate. That trickster. Tossed curve. Health scare. My routine skin flagging. Irregularity. Biopsy blur. Waiting hell.
Marcos paced ihr halls.
Elena force-fed tamales. Benign. Verdict. Watch it. Relief raw. Party spontaneous. Backyard bonfire. Stories scorching night. Post-scare. I wrote final book. Echoes unchained. Essays on rebirths. Not mine alone. Contributors. Timmy on forgiveness's edge. Elena on sisterhood steel. Even Marcus. Loving the warrior. Bestseller again. But quieter win. Letters from readers. You gave me permission to roar. Alex's freshman year. Drop-off tears masked cool. Call weekly. Slacker. I bossed. He grinned. Or what? Dragon wrath. College breaks. He interned at the firm. Sharp eye for injustice. My mini-me. Dated a poet. Broke hearts mutual. Love's lab, I advised. Test gentle. Timmy's wedding. Artist bride. Loft ceremony. Vows poetic. You see my fire. I fan yours. I walked him aisle. Arm linked. Whispering. Proud doesn't cover it. Marcus danced dad duty. Footwork fancy. Grandkid surprise. Their first. Girl named Luna, curls wild. Eyes storm. Holding her. Hospital glow. Victor's ghost flickered faint. then gone. Cycle breaks here, I murmured. Timmy nodded.
Teary, yeah.
Love only. Ages crept, Marcus 60. Silver fox full, me pushing 50. Lines mapping laughs. Firm past baton. Semi-retire to consults.
Travels, Puerto Rico beaches.
Mom's sunset toasts. Italy. Pasta and ruins. Park finale. Autumn gold. Luna toddled grass. Timmy pushing swing. Alex video calling from law school. Marcus beside. Hand laced. Full circle, he said. More like spiral up, I countered. Bench plaque glinted. Our origin. Etched eternal. Looking back, from chokehold death to this tableau, I marvel the math. One reset. Infinite branches. Betrayal's blade? Hone my edge. Victor? Footnote. Villain small. Legacy? Not thrones or tycoons, but ripples. Kids fierce. Causes carved. Love layered thick. American as apple pie spiked with rum, sweet. Sharp. Sustaining. Sun dipped. Shadows long. Ready? Marcus asked. Always. We rose. Family trailing. Steps synced. Forward. In the end, revenge wasn't the win. Rewriting the story was. And damn, what a plot twist.